Hello, I'm Brenda Wong, a lawyer and a mediator here in the Shenandoah Valley, the northern Shenandoah Valley in Virginia and West Virginia. I do mediations throughout the state involving a variety of issues, including civil cases, landlord-tenant, business disputes, small business to business disputes, family law, elder law, guardianship, you name it. I do mediation involving those cases. But today we're here talking about family law and how to make decisions and how the courts make decisions with regard to issues in family law cases. This short video is about spousal support and child support in West Virginia. And I want to remind you that this is only about the law in West Virginia. It doesn't apply to any other state in the country. And additionally, the thing you need to remember is that this is not legal advice. This is just legal information to help you make important decisions about how to move forward with your decision making. So we're going to start by talking about spousal support. Spousal support is support or alimony. It's when a payment is made from one spouse to the other after the divorce. There are three types of support. One are a periodic payment for a specific term of years. Something like that would be like $200 a month for 10 years. Another type is permanent spousal support, and that would be something like $200 a month, and it wouldn't say when it ends. The third type is lump sum. And so in that case, the person that's paying the support just pays one big lump sum, and at the when that's paid, then the obligation is fulfilled. So those are the three types of ways that payments can be made. There's also a provision in the law for temporary support. Most of the cases that I work on, the parties agree on temporary support and come up with an amount that they think is fair under those circumstances. How does a court decide how much spousal support to award? It's very difficult. There's no specific guideline like there is for child support. With spousal support, the court looks at these factors and after looking at them, decides what the obligation is. The primary factor is there a big difference in the income? And is that difference in income because one person had job opportunities and furthered their career or education while the other one was taking care of the family? Other factors such as each other's health, fault in the marriage can weigh in, but the biggest thing I've seen since 1987 when I began practicing law that courts care about, it's the difference in the income of the parties and really what they need. So once spousal support is ordered, can it be modified? It depends on what your agreement says. If the agreement says it can be modified, then it can be modified. And when I say that it can be modified, it means you can go back to court and ask the court to stop it, to increase it, to make the payments less, make them less frequent, any modification that might be suitable. The modification could be made based on the fact that your income's changed, that somebody retires, that somebody's earning a lot more, somebody's earning a lot less, somebody became disabled. Those are the kinds of things that people often seek modification of spousal support. But until the court says it's modified, it's not modified. Let's look at child support. Child support is money that's paid from one parent to the other so that the child has sufficient resources to have a similar life in both residences when they're sharing their time between the parents. In deciding child support, the court uses a formula, and the formula has a couple of different pieces of information that are fed into it. And basically what the court is doing is looking at the party's income and kind of coming up with what is a proportionate way for the kids to be able to have enough resources in both homes to be comfortable. The court's going to be looking at gross income. That means the total amount of the income of all the parties. And it's the monthly gross, not the net. If you have money taken out for retirement, that doesn't count. If money comes out for insurance, it doesn't count. It's that part of the formula. If you have some type of a savings plan, it doesn't come out. It is your gross income. Then if you're paying support for another child, that's considered in the formula. Whoever's paying daycare, whoever's paying for health insurance, that is also going to be in the formula. Now, there's two separate guidelines. One guideline is for if the children are being their custodial time is split between the parents so that the kids are at each parent at least a third of the year or so. The other is if the children are not with the other parent at least 127 nights, then that is the other guideline. So there's two. There's just like a extended parenting and a shared custody. So shared custody is the formula that's used whenever the kids are with one parent more than 127 nights a year. The extended shared custody is when the balance is closer to being equal, and they're with both parents at least 127 nights a year. You can deviate from the formula if, for example, someone's paying for private school tuition, or a child has an extraordinary medical need that one parent is taking care of. There may be some deviation from the formula with that, but the courts do like to look at what the formula is and make sure that they are following it unless there's a good reason not to. Child support, just like spousal support, can be modified, but again, until the order is issued modifying it, it continues in effect. So if somebody's paying $200 a month in child support and they lose their job, that arrearage is going to continue to accumulate until they go to court and have it modified. So it's very important, once you get child support set, that you modify it by going to court if there's a big change in circumstances. If you have any other questions, I do a free consultation. Just go to brendawall.com and schedule your free consultation, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Meanwhile, good luck. There's other videos to watch, and I hope you can get all of your questions answered. Thank you.